Flash is a movie that has been in development hell for like the past billion, a million and 10 years. And I watched it this past Friday. Now, this movie had a very interesting media cycle, I guess. It's still kind of going through it. Obviously, it just came out, but before the movie came out, you had a bunch of celebrities like Tom Cruise and I think Stephen King and other people saying like, this is the greatest fucking movie you've ever seen. Holy shit, I saw it 3 times and it gave me a hand job and a blow job, and also it healed my cancer and cured my depression. And then you had the opposite when the movie was about to come out a few days before, where everyone was like, holy shit, this is atrocious. What in the fuck was this garbage? The CGI is terrible and it's awful and it's bad. So, where do I fall onto it? It's bad, but not either of those extremes. I think it is very bad, but it's not the worst movie ever. It's not the best movie ever. It's like a 4 out of 10. Maybe a 3, maybe a 5. You can make an argument either way, but it's not a 1 out of 10, and it's not a fucking, I don't know, 10 out of 10, you know? It's not the greatest thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever. That's pretty fucking bad. So I don't want to focus on a lot of them. I just be quick. I just want to talk about a few problems I have with the movie. So this movie has a lot of cool ideas, actually. I actually think it actually brings a lot of cool ideas to the table. The problem is it takes way too long to get to those ideas, and then when they get to those ideas, they're way too quick. For example, the first 20 or so minutes of this movie is spent doing fucking nothing and setting up fucking nothing, when the movie should have started after the 20 minutes, and then the movie could have been longer and you could have these moments stretched out more, better, you know, all that. Also, the budget could have been better utilized, because I think they fucked themselves because they didn't have a big enough budget and they had to pay fucking, you know, Ben Affleck. I don't know if you guys know who Ben Affleck is, but he's a pretty big actor. He played Batman. They got Ben Affleck in this movie. Obviously, they had to pay him. And they got Gal Gadot in this movie, so they had to pay her to play Wonder Woman. And that had cost a lot of fucking money. For no reason, because they're barely in the movie and they don't matter. And they have all these fucking cameos from everyone, and it's like, it doesn't add anything. And I'm guaranteeing you, they had to pay Nicolas Cage. They had to pay someone to put Christopher Reeves in the movie, which, by the way, is super disrespectful and messed up. No idea why he's in the movie. They put, like, the fucking Adam West in, and he's also, it's weird. It's weird. Why are we CGIing dead people in the movies? Don't do that. It's weird. George Clooney comes in at the end. It's just a whole fucking mess with the cameos. I hate the cameos. I think this is the worst. This is like what people think Marvel cameos are all the time, which I don't think Marvel cameos are nearly this bad. This is bad. You want a bad example of cameos? This movie is prime. This shit is terrible. So that's one problem. Now, the biggest problem, we all know, it's the CGI. I don't understand how we, in the year 2023, a movie can look this bad. And there is no excuse, because half of the shit in this movie that is CGI, it doesn't even need to be CGI half the time. In the movie, you have 2 versions of the Flash played by Ezra Miller, and obviously a stunt double sometimes, because I could tell, because they did such a bad fucking job of hiding it. But sometimes, when they don't get the stunt double, they get the fucking CGI guy to try to change his face to make him look like Ezra Miller, but he fucks it up, and his face gets all distorted sometimes, so it looks like shit, and it's crazy bad. Another problem is that everything looks bad when the action is going on, or when he's doing the fucking time travel shit. I don't understand why you couldn't have just had scenes from the, like, all it is scenes from other movies, so why couldn't you just put the scenes there? Photoshop the backgrounds out, put some color. It could have fucking been fine. It makes no sense why it looks bad. There's no excuse. Aside from all that, there's the plot, which, yeah, we're dealing with time travel, so there's gonna be a lot of plot holes. The problem is, this movie will establish rules, and then break the rules, and then make new rules that make no sense. For example, there's a scene where they're talking about how, you know, oh, well, if you change one thing, everything changes, and blah, blah, blah. But then you think about it for 1 second, because the whole movie like, I get it, it's more to do with the theme, but the problem is, it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because by the end of the movie, I'm thinking, no, that doesn't make any sense. Because the Flash isn't the most important person in the world. He doesn't even fucking show up before all the Justice League shows up. So him changing anything in his life doesn't matter, in my opinion. I don't think it fucking matters, and it's stupid. He puts a fucking can of tomatoes on a shelf higher up at the end, and then for some reason that changes Bruce Wayne, and it's like, what the fuck do you mean? Also, when he does that, it just means that he didn't learn his lesson. Like, there's no lesson learned. He doesn't care. He doesn't grow. Nothing changes. It's all the same bullshit. It doesn't feel like the movie has an ending at all. It's really lame. It's weird, right? And also at the end, I actually like this part. Let's talk about a positive real quick. So at the end, when Barry and Barry, because there's three of them, because the bad guy it's not really the bad guy. There's not really a bad guy in this movie. The bad guy is actually the Flash, which is interesting, and I wish they would have done more with that, but they don't, because they're stupid and did what they were doing. Basically, Supergirl, by the way, real quick, Supergirl, actually cool. I want to see more of her, but we probably won't, because that sucks, whatever. Michael Keaton was also good. I like the old Batman movies, so, I like seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman. When he says, I'm Batman, you hear the Batman theme, shit was hype. I got excited because I'm a stupid little baby brain who gets excited when I see things that are cool like that. So they're barely important, really, especially Supergirl. Supergirl, she's like in the movie for no reason. She's in the movie to die, literally. That's the point. Supergirl and Batman die. Barry, the other Barry, not the real Barry, not the one Barry number 2 is like, okay, we got to go back in time and save them. And they basically realize that they can't save them for some reason. And I'm sorry, that's stupid. I hate that. I think that makes no sense. Basically, they come to the conclusion that no matter what they do, they cannot save Batman and Supergirl. I don't believe that at all. I don't know if I'm crazy or stupid or I don't know, but to me, time is infinite. Right? So why the fuck is there a version of a timeline that has an ending? Why does it just end at all? It doesn't make sense, right? Like, to me, I just don't get that. There's gotta be a way to save them. And basically, Barry will keep trying to save him over and over and over and over and over again, and he becomes this really weird monster dude who gets, like, stabbed a bunch of times, but he doesn't die for some reason because it makes no sense. He doesn't die. But I like the idea that he's, like, going crazy, and he can't accept the death of the people, and he's trying to save everyone. He just keeps doing until he goes crazy. That's a cool idea, but it's executed so poorly. And I don't understand why you couldn't have just had it be like, hey, like, I think the main issue is they show so much of him trying to do it, but they don't show enough of it to make you really feel the impact of it, so that when the big monster purple guy shows up, you're like, oh, I guess that's Barry. That's actually cool. But then it doesn't make any sense, because then you realize that he had to go back in time to make Barry do the thing in the first place. Like, he kicks him, it's like, but that already happened. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why things happen, and the movie doesn't either. The time travel stuff causes a lot of plot holes, and it's very confusing. And if you think about it for more than a second, you can poke your hole anywhere you want, because it's just a fucking mess. Also, I don't like the fact that Flash loses his powers, and this other Barry gets the powers, because he's such a fucking obnoxious little asshole that he can't comprehend what's going on at any point. He's so fucking stupid. He's like actually a moron. Like, not just like a haha, I'm a funny idiot. No, he's a fucking idiot. Like, straight up, he's stupid. And it makes no sense. It's weird. You basically get a reverse origin story, which is so fucking lame. Why the fuck couldn't we not do origin stories? Like, can we stop doing them in the most generic way possible? Because holy shit, I'm so tired of it. Why does the Flash run like he's never ran in his entire life? He's supposed to be like the greatest runner ever in the universe of history of time. So maybe he could run like a normal fucking person, perhaps. That'd be kind of neat. And also, the Flash suit looks bad sometimes, but I can't tell if it's because of the CGI or because the Flash suit is designed like shit, because sometimes it looks good and sometimes it looks bad, but I cannot tell which time it is. The movie is a mess. It's a fucking mess. And there is no reason that this movie should have gotten any 10 out of 10s at all, for one. For two, it has like these ideas that are good. Like, I think that the emotional beats that it tries to hit are good ideas and could work if they were executed better, but they aren't. They just aren't at all. They fumble them. Every time there's a serious moment, it's undercut by a joke. Anytime there's a joke, it's undercut by a serious moment. So it's constantly fucking fighting itself and slapping itself in the face, and it makes no sense. And the cameos at the end are so fucking stupid. It's so fucking pointless. Like, it's literally showing you shit that has nothing to do with the movie, and it's just showing you cameos. Not even point to it. It's ridiculous. It's like, look at Nicolas Cage's Superman, isn't that cool? It's like, who gives a fuck? You CGI'd him and it looks like shit. Like, why didn't you actually get Nicolas Cage? I don't understand. I'm getting rambly. My point is, the movie is a mess and it's really, really bad. There's a scene where they're fighting and they use music in this movie like fucking moronically, and it's crazy. And there's a scene where he's saving babies, but then, oh, this is a plot hole that I want to talk about, because in the movie, Flash clearly states you cannot move people, especially babies, when he's running really fast. But in the first scene of the movie, he's saving babies from falling and he's moving them while running really fast, and it's fine. I don't get it. The movie's bad. It's a lot of problems. I'm ranting a lot because it's just like a cascading level of bullshit this movie pulls, and it's crazy. Like, I don't even know why they bothered to release it, especially with the fact that Ezra Miller is a piece of shit and doesn't deserve to have a movie where he's in it at all. I don't understand why the fuck they even bothered. And also, for some reason, this director is also gonna be in charge of a Batman movie, which, god damn it, I hope not, because what the fuck are you doing there? Like, this is a perfect example of a movie that only people, the only reason there's even a fucking conversation at all about it being even remotely good is because it's called The Flash. If it was called anything else, everyone would hate this movie because it's not good. That's it. That's all I want to say. Thank you for watching. This movie fucking sucks, but if you want to see it, it's honestly kind of an impressive train wreck. So maybe that you can have fun with that. It's kind of an impressive train wreck. And like I said, it's got some good ideas, but none of it works. All right, goodbye. Goodbye. I'm done. I'm hitting stop recording. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Have a good day. Bye-bye.